we've got a few dreams from Angie. And I teased at the start of the show that she's been asked to get in touch with her soul through writing, but she determines it's a bad idea. It's not really encoded in a hard way in this dream. So let's have a look at it. She calls this dream Avoiding Soul. And soul is a person's name in this dream. She says, my dream had Sarah and Soul, he's African American, in it, who I suspect have dated. They both write poetry. Soul is a wordsmith. Sarah is personal and shockingly open. In my dream, he had been abusive on top of his seductive, gifted with words self. He's a writer in reality. In the dream, I was maybe to start dating him. Sarah was in a new relationship like she is in reality. I knew Soul liked me, but because I reminded him of Sarah. At one point, I looked in a mirror and I had been wearing a tan hat for fashion, but it wasn't really my look. My hair was shorter and framed my face differently and had curls with it. Or curls with lift is what she says. I thought I looked a little like Sarah. I didn't want to get sucked into an abusive relationship. At one point, she was around her dad. Okay. Now, there's a little bit more in this dream, but let's have a look at the first part. So Sarah and Saul, they're both writers. Sarah puts her writing on Facebook. Like Angie said, she's shockingly open. Now, this is really about Angie, and none of this is about Sarah or Saul. So it's like, if Sarah has the courage to put her writing on Facebook, that's what Angie needs to do. Even if it's not her style. I think she says in here it's not her style, but at least when I was talking to her, that wasn't her style of writing. She doesn't write about the same things, but that's okay. What we do in our dreams and in reality, even subconsciously, is we critique ourselves and find reasons to not do something. So we call that out explicitly in a dream. And so here we see Angie explicitly looking at what Sarah's doing and saying, that's not my style. Even in the dream, she says she doesn't want to be like Sarah, not directly, but she's saying that looking in the mirror, she looks like Sarah, and she knows that's why Soul wants to be with her. But if you look at Sarah as she's a writer and she's open and she's honest with her writing, that's what it's about. And any comment on Sarah is a comment about that gift. Now, Soul is also a writer. And Saul, actually, Angie was telling me, has served a life sentence in prison. I don't even know what a life sentence is in America. I know it's different everywhere. It's 21 years in a lot of places. But writing is what saved him in prison. And he, rather than going into the darker and darker space in prison, he vowed to stay connected to the outside world through writing. And that's what he did. And now that he's out, he does a tour and talks about this aspect of him and how it saved him. Now, this is all secondhand for me. This is what I'm told. But this is what Angie's been asked to do. Get in touch with her soul through writing because it's going to save her. Does she need saving? We all need saving. We all have something that we need to discover about ourselves and learn. And through learning that, we're going to empower ourselves. And really the point is to understand who we really are, because we don't know who we really are. We think we do, but we're wrong. Most of the time we're wrong. And so here in this dream, she says that maybe I was meant to start dating, and she felt drawn to dating him, but decided not to because he was abusive. Now, we don't know anything about that in reality. That's just in the dream. But the dreamer has a huge issue with being in relationships that became abusive. It's happened to her many times in the past. And this is her fear, that if she was to put herself openly in writing, it would be used against her because she is used to men bringing things up and hitting her with them. I don't mean physically. So if she reveals her true feelings or reveals herself, let's say, that is just going to be used against her. And that's her big fear. And that's what she needs to overcome. Dreams always ask us to face our fears. Life is about us facing our fears, not in any stupid way. I mean, this is simply write. Write what you want to write. Write about what you want to write, the way you want to write it, and put that out there. Be open and honest with that. Now, if doesn't matter what excuse you find to not do that, the excuse is only an excuse. It is not a reason to not do it. And you're going to have to overcome things, obviously, to get to that point. But that is the point. So I love it. I really like the dream. There's another part where she says, I remember doing a water landing in what almost felt like a space capsule. I was with Sarah and I knew crews would be down below to pick us up. I had tied myself to a swing and had to undo it before landing, but felt it was safest and also that I would need to retie it. But that part isn't clear anymore. The dream's gone fuzzy. She says, I was already dressed and I didn't want to get my clothes wet. My aunt was also part of the pickup people. It's okay. We don't know any. And you said there was people eating fast food. So we don't know anything about the aunt. I forgot to ask her about the aunt. But we do see at one point Sarah's dad is in the other dream. So dad is a key player in Angie's life. And that's what she has to overcome. Issues with dad that cause her to end up in abusive relationships and so on. Now, she knows a lot of this, so I'm just glossing over it to say it. But the next part then, landing in water, it's like you came here with a spiritual purpose. Your life has a spiritual purpose. Most people don't land on water in their dreams. They land in an airplane, landing on the land, and so on. So this is like directly saying you're here for a spiritual purpose. And coming from space, is coming from the heavens. This is you, your movement, your birth onto the planet. And Sarah's with you. And if Sarah, what you know about Sarah is she's a writer and she's able to be open and honest, then that's what you are. That's what you came here to do. There's crews around to help pick you up. That's really, really good. But then we see you tied yourself to a swing and you were meant to undo it before landing, but you didn't. So this is like you're tied up. You need to untie yourself. You need to, and you're tied up because you say, this is safer and I don't want to get wet. So this is your excuse again for not getting into the spiritual work that you came here to do. It's not like, oh, wouldn't this be nice to do? You came here to do it, so do it. It'll make a lot of sense. It'll make a lot more sense when you start doing it. I think we've covered enough of that dream. But thank you, Angie, for sending it in. Thank you for watching this clip from the Dream Interpretation Podcast. If you want to hear the whole show, there's a link directly under this video. Please like and share with your friends, all of your friends. And don't forget to subscribe to the podcast at thedreaminterpretationpodcast.com. That's also where you can submit your dream to the show and have yours featured. You can also download my free dictionary that has thousands of symbols that will help you understand the meaning of your dreams. Thanks for listening.